I didn't look at finance at all. I'll be frank. I was just, when the pay comes in, even the $1,000, even the $3,000, in Takashimaya, everything was just buying into things. I already shrunk it down. I already sold off a lot, and it's still a lot by.
Could we take a glimpse of the toys behind you? Maybe you can turn the blur off, turn it back on.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
wow. If we were to guess what is the current value of this in the screen, how much would that be? And who's the most expensive?
When I bought it was 1,002. Now,
Hi guys, welcome to today's show. I have a very special guest that is not going the traditional route of full-time employment, but instead doing 4 side hustle incomes. I actually saw his video that went very viral.
For side incomes, I guess.
Alvin, so happy to have you on board today.
Hey, hi everyone. Hi, Josh. Hi.
Tell me, before we start digging into your background, how's that first feeling like when you saw that video trending so well?
I was in a daze. After that first 2 days, I actually got sick. I got sick. Partly, I think it's the stress of what's happening, what's going on, and then the people that reach out to me. I'm very humbled. All the comments, yourself, even everybody. It's truly a humbling, very humbling experience. They want to see what's going. Why is this guy not having a full-time job? Yeah, I
That's
believe
the
so.
topic for today, what? Because you do come from your own very unique background. And when I viewed that video, I also was very curious, how exactly do you run things? What are your thoughts? Especially when, our traditional Singapore mind says, hey, you must go a 9 to 5 job. So, Alvin, maybe the first thing that I'd like to ask you also is, if we were to think back 20 years ago, since we are the same age, and we were friends studying together, what would be our first full-time job, or what would be your choice of where to start your career?
I believe 20 years ago, I think we are enlisting. Then I was in JC. I studied a bit of economics because I was really I got a lot of interest. I'm not sure about you, Josh, but when I was young, I was really into music, game, sports. Much as I played soccer, but I'm not really very into it. But yeah, the interest I have, my eyes are on a lot of things. In JC, I'm in school. I was a very playful boy. So playful that my grades weren't that great. The 藤条 lah, the cane would come after me lah. I'm not sure about you lah, Josh, but my parents never gave up hope lah. But they realized that I was so playful that they let me study economics. Then I was enlisted. Somehow, by the highs and lows, I got into Hendon Camp, which is commando. I was actually enlisted to be a commando. That didn't turn out well because my leg, again, because I wasn't a sporty fella, I didn't exercise and everything. The regime was very strenuous. Then I pulled out because of my leg. Then I became a driver, the ups and downs. I went to become a driver. Uni, I studied economics and management. So yeah, economics and management. I believe it'll be about the same path, just that because
I did accounting.
Yeah. So you did accounting, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so most of my friends went to audit firm. I went directly into sales. So there's always that curiosity. Hey, if I gone the traditional path or where my friends went to, would I be in a different place or would I be better? So that thought always lingers. Then yourself, you did economics also as your bachelor's.
I did, demand and supply, savings rate and everything. Throw back all to my teachers by now.
Then
but
your
it's
first
still
job related to that?
Not exactly. My first job, because of my inclination again with my interest in games, toys. As you can see from my videos, the toys behind me and everything. Actually went to retail because I was very interested in the buying and selling aspect, buy low, sell high and everything, retail and every aspect. So I went to retail. It was with an SME, a very reputable toy shop in Singapore. Selling collectibles. I started with a very low pay. I started my pay was like 1,000 back in the day, $1,000. Even though I studied, I had my bachelor's degree and everything. I studied because I wanted to do retail. And I know retail is tough. You need to start very low to achieve something like if you can. My pay did go up, but I actually went into Takashimaya as a retail manager to oversee the sports department. Then after which, I tell you, within that 1 year, I really don't like the corporate life. Looking at you, Josh, with your outfit, I can't wear that. I'll be very honest, it's not me. But then, in Takashimaya, it's a Japan run company. The hierarchy is there lah.
Is it the toy section also? Or
No,
it's a
sports.
totally, but it's retail scope lah. They hire you
Retail scope,
for
yeah, retail
your
scope. That means
experience in retail,
correct.
and maybe you run the
That means
departmental store.
yes. I would oversee the vendors that are selling on the shop floor of Takashimaya with my department manager lah. After which I was headhunted out to do an SME role in, again, sports related. It was football lah, this time football, selling football jerseys and everything in to oversee their shops lah.
Can I find out more on that pay portion? That means for SME, you start out very low pay. I think the pay part, we can share some wisdom. So a small SME wouldn't pay too well at the start.
Yeah, they don't
then
pay
you must
well,
climb and boss. Then you be boss right hand man. Then you get a role that's bigger.
Yes.
Maybe
yeah.
then
you have to show some responsibility, and you have to be with the company for a while. Get them to. I put it this way: SME, they run it very differently from corporate. Corporate has a very strict structure that you can go up. Like when I was in Takashimaya, there's the retail manager role. They pay, like mine is what, 3,500. I'm not sure about now. Back in the day was 3,500. Then department manager, senior department manager. There's steps to go up. SME, very bluntly, maybe profit sharing, a bit of profit sharing, because
bonus lah, maybe boss give
bonus. Yes, that means the bonus will come later if the company is doing well.
Then would you prefer to start directly in Takashimaya if we were to talk to someone who's fresh grad, likes your hobbies, want to do retail? Might as well you go Takashimaya. The starting pay now must be 5,000 for the same position.
I was actually looking at two different paths when I first started. I actually interviewed with in DBS and then with the SME. I chose SME, that toy company, because of my interest. My interest led me that path. DBS, as in the banking role, I know can earn. Somehow I wasn't gravitating towards that. I just don't like it. But I know the pay is better. Maybe I want to share a bit of my family side lah. I think this one will be good for thought for your listeners. Is I was kind of born into wealth. I was already in a semi-D when I was very young, but my parents were not. My grandparents were go-getters. My great-grandma had a fleet of private taxis. You still remember those yellow tops taxis? She had a fleet of it. How she got it, we have no idea. Then she bought so many semi-Ds. Then she gave to every grandson that she had. My father was the eldest, so he gave one to him. That could be the reason why my parents didn't really know what to do. I think our parents back in the day, if you have no idea to do with your finance, you will never know what to do. And then with internet now, back in the day, there was nothing to fall back on. I was just going about my interests, not knowing what finance were. I didn't look at finance at all. I'll be frank. I was just, when the pay comes in, even the $1,000, even the $3,000, in Takashimaya, everything was just buying into things. Buying, collecting stuff. And you see my toys is just, I already shrunk it down. I already sold off a lot, and it's still a lot. My 4-room flat, the other room, which was meant to be like for the baby room, is now packed with toys still, because I'm still selling it down.
There's going to be a baby on board. I caught it.
No.
Okay.
I did share in my video that we couldn't. We both sides of we went for a check and we couldn't get
fertility check.
Yeah. It's not meant to be. It's not meant to be. And then we weigh the cost benefit to it. No, we just stopped at it. We didn't think too much of it.
So fertility check, curious also, don't want to proceed with VF, IUI direction.
Yeah, because it's not 100%. That's the problem.
Yes.
I have a friend, not my friend, my wife's colleague who actually went for it, did 5 or 6 IVFs now. Then he got the chance for a baby. Then she got pregnant. That's a lot of money, That's a lot of money. Then for me, we are not financially stable. I mean, she is older than me, but she is more, again, because we are still working, so we can still pay off whatever we had. And luckily, I wasn't in debt. But then again, to have like baby, or car even, or anything, it adds on, which we also thought of it, and then we decided that we were to get financially more stable, maybe we'll do it down the road. Then as age goes by, not really a regret, to be very honest. It's just life happens. If you plan early, I mean, like for your viewers who are all your listeners are actually should be well versed in their finances, should know that for me to step in here with you guys, I am the nutcase. Why you never save, why you never invest, why you never budget, all that back in the day in the 20s, which I didn't. Looking back with the accumulation of toys that I have, when I sell down, I realized this money you put with the interest rate now so high, which is abnormal, the money working for you, the light bulb in my head, in Chinese, 有开光了. Wow, it is a thing. Never knew that. So I'm just trying to be more frugal and live life more meaningful. Rather than
Could we take a glimpse of the toys behind you? Maybe you can turn the blur off, turn it back
yeah.
on. Because
Yeah.
wow, this is super awesome. It's like a fake wallpaper, but it's actually real toys.
It's really.
If we were to guess what is the current value of this in the screen, how much would that be? And who's the most expensive?
The most expensive in this room maybe will be
in
this
this
lady.
image?
Yeah. In this image, maybe this lady that's showing
Anime character.
Yeah. Anime fighting character. Yeah. Gaming character.
So that one would be like how much?
When I bought it was 1,200. Now, if we're to sell it, now the market for collector market has gone down. So if I can get it at cost, will be good already. Because just to share for your viewers, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, the price. Sadly.
Is that anime no longer popular, then the value drop, something like that?
Partly because there are way too many manufacturers and there's a lot of products out there. And with this economy where inflation is so high, people are saving more than they're spending. So that's also hurting the sale through rate of these figures, because it's so big where you want to put it.
Yes.
As opposed to the smaller ones, I will sell this faster and I can even reap a profit out of it.
So the small one, each one will be the hundreds.
Yeah, hundreds. Like this one will be like, I bought it for like 300. I can easily sell maybe 500-600, but not in a local context. I sell it on eBay. I have to sell it to US customers who are more collector mindset
price
is there.
Sensitive
Because for us Singaporeans, we look forward to the newer things. Has never gone back to keep older stuff. Yeah, there are those characters, there are those people that do that, but in the American context, the culture is the US culture is them, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, My Little Pony. All these came out because of their culture. That's why they are protective of it, I guess. So they will buy into it, and then the price will go up. Even Jurassic Park is their license, is their brand. It's a US brand, Jurassic Park. So they will buy dinosaurs. Then
would you buy like Jurassic Park things, or you focus on Japanese anime?
I focus mostly on things that look. No. Now is make money. Now, because over the years of my buying and selling, my interest, I roughly know how to pick and choose and sell and make a profit. That's how my eBay. If you're wondering, my eBay works is I don't buy anything that's new and retail and sell, because everybody can do that. To fight with the bigger players, it's going to be very tough because the margin is very, very low. It's not like you buy like the iPhone, you can flip for another $200-300. No, like these figurines is you buy 100, maybe you can sell for 120. It's so little that doesn't make any sense. But the collectors, because of the investment thinking, they will look to eBay to sell. That's a fact. They have to, because they don't know what price to sell at. Then they will think that they will sell at this price, but it doesn't sometimes, especially for newer items. But for the older items, because as with things, it gets lesser and lesser. Somehow, like when you buy, they open or you just get lost. And then some brands will sell better than others. So the value will just go up because people are looking for it. So that's where my eyes for it is there, I will put it. Because I'm more in the US side of things.
So you would buy mainly for collection, but those also that got resale value, may not be new launch, may be scarce.
Yes. And now in my context, I don't really buy anything for my interest anymore because I'm more or less okay with what I have. Down the road, there are new, IPs, new brands, new things to buy into. I will certainly look into it because interest level is still there. I'll be very honest. My interest level has not waned. I will still look into pop culture, anime, comics, the ins and outs of what's, for your kids, let's say they grow up, if they are not, if you are not sure what it is, I most likely will know what it is. Something like that, because the kids, like, I'll be very, I was walking along the road, then got one small little boy was asking, can I get a labubu? Then the mother was like, what the hell is a labubu? A labubu is like it's a thought. I mean, if you Google, you can put an image of it and show people. It's the craze now. People are buying to it, but it's expensive, like $50-$60. Because now the kids are just into it because artist or someone popular is holding on to it, buying into it, then people are going crazy over it. So that trend, I don't buy into. Because for me, growing up, it's all about the TV. Go home straight away on the TV and watch my cartoons. Growing up, I watched my Ninja Turtles, I watched all the cartoons. And then as I grew older, these characters still hold value to me. So that's why, and a lot of collectors there, even in my age group, they will buy into it because it's nostalgic. It's the same thing like concerts. Why you will go to a concert if this person comes back, like Andy Lau, you will go because you like Andy Lau, you will go, you pay that top dollar to go. It's the thing. That's the thing. Nostalgia will drive the market right now.
So in your experience, new trendy fads, not certain to make money or likelihood would fade. But nostalgic ones, you know how to make a what do you call it? A scalping profit.
I wouldn't use the word scalping because it's okay. Scalping is more like if you buy into an item, which again the labubu you buy, and then you try and profit out of it because it instantly sold out, and then you're selling for more. That is scalping. My way is I will look into it and let's say Carousel and people are selling at this price because nobody's buying it. But then when I look at eBay, it can sell for the higher price. Which he can't.
Like that.
Yeah, arbitrage, retail arbitrage. Ooh. As simple as that. It's retail arbitrage. It's not scalping. It's Asia side or this Singapore market has this, US don't have. So we sell over there.
Your foresight incomes, this must be one of them.
Yes.
Can generate like quite a bit of.
Not really. Now has down. I mean, back in the day, for my eBay selling, which is one of 4, when I was selling down my own collection, which I used my own money to buy into, it was a lot that I was a bit baffled why I can sell down. Then my other side, which I recently took upon to learn, is trading. Trading is not just looking at charts and buying it and doing it. You have to look at the macro. The macro of it is back then, everybody was stuck at home. So the governments, every government was printing money and giving it to everybody. And then they had spare cash and then they were buying stuff because they got bored at home. I was the total opposite. I was selling my things while I'm, trying to, again, I lost my job back then. So I needed, not that I was in debt, but I needed to do something. I couldn't buy more because I got so much stuff. So I was selling. People were buying, I was selling. And then that gave a demand supply issue where the demand was higher than supply. So I was selling things that I can sell at a very high profit. I told my wife that this thing I bought for 100 can sell for 900. It was unbelievable back then. Now it sells for like 200. See the gap? It's so much, no? The same item has dropped so much because back then the governments were printing money. Now they are. So
for everybody hearing, those are US customers, correct?
Yes.
So they have just gotten some extra money and they want to splurge on toys.
Yes.
Then the market becomes very inflated.
Yes.
They anyhow pay price.
Yes, anyhow pay price. Yes. Yes, that's the word. That's the word. In the Singapore context also, it's about the same, but different because Asians are more frugal, I guess. They save more rather than the US. But again, I was a bit out of the norm. I didn't really save. So when I got this spare cash coming from me from all my selling, and then of course, when the interest rate was also going up, I realized that I can put my money to work listening to your videos, which was also about the same timing as what I was doing, listening to all the finance, in the Singapore context. You making your money work actually works. So how to do it, you guys are already doing it and then telling people where, like in your own context, in your own opinion, the money has to go where and all that. For me is I have to work on myself first, where my habits I have to get rid of. So when I sold to a certain point where eBay wasn't really doing as good as back in the day, I was looking at YouTube. So talking about eBay selling, because if I was doing it, I believe some people would love to hear about it, like selling down a collection. From your perspective, I look at your house, you don't have anything, so you can't sell anything. But I believe there are people that have a lot of stuff, be it drilling tools, bicycles, books, anything. Collecting can be anything, anything and everything under the sun. So you want to sell down something, you have to figure out how to sell it. The mindset of selling is not to take back your cost, is to take back your space. Looking at this behind me, you think that, wow, why are you talking so much when you have so much things here? I have way more than this. So much so that it clogged a few rooms.
So the declutter came from your own motivation, or why?
Yes. My own motivation, because
you wanted a new change in how you approach your future.
Yeah.
Then you thought, okay, this one too much already. I sell down, then suddenly got a big pot of money.
Yeah. That pot of money, then I put it to, money market, I put into, now I also learned about Singapore savings bonds, which I heard of back then. I wasn't even thinking of it. Then as the interest rate is high, I figured I'd rather put this there now because the interest is higher than usual. Then another aspect, I was still learning to invest. So when the S&P 500 was going up and going up, I don't know how to go in. So I'm still learning. So, but again, it's the baby steps lah. The small little habits that you encounter, cutting down your expenditure, which is not easy, and then trying to save and trying to budget, which you need time. Everything is not just like that go. I realized it myself because I have been scammed before. I have lost money before. While doing all this, it's not rosy down this path of enlightenment. I'll call it for myself. It's something that I want to at least tell my story on YouTube. A doable thing that if you feel stuck in life, you can get out of it. I mean, it sounds inspirational and all that, but take it from me, who actually hunkered down for 1 year to budget, to save, concentrate on something. Because I forgo YouTube to do my finances, my eBay selling, my side job. And then I was saving more than I was spending. And I was saving a lot. For that measly pay to some people, I can save. And then with eBay selling, I can save whatever, about 50%. Because when I see your video about you save 50%, back then I was like, Junbo. Sure or not? People will have that mindset, sure or not? Then why not just do it and try? And I realized you can actually. If you put your mind to it, can. That's where I got the kick in the head and do what's right for me. And then because my dad passed away in his 60s, my uncle also passed away in the 60s. All are very hardworking men in their family. They work, but they don't know how to save. They don't know how to invest. Their health deteriorated because of it. Realized that now I'm 40, only got 20 more years to go to hit that. God knows what will happen in my 60s. So with the stress level, I'm trying to bring it down to do better. I'll be very frank to you, Josh, I'm more on a better position in terms of finances because you have kids. And then you already solid out with that because your finances, I believe, is already for the kids, we need to budget out everything. For me, if I were to have kids now, I can't because the budget wouldn't allow it.
Hey, but you say 50% already, what? I mean,
Yeah,
as of
but
now,
to the kids, like for my wife, I can share a bit with my wife. My wife is the total opposite of me. She wasn't born into wealth. She was in working class. The parents were working in coffee shops and everything. She realized it early on that she needed to work and get out of it. Then she worked her. I put it bluntly, work her ass off lah to work in wherever she is now. I can see in her that she is a go-getter lah. But she also same thing, don't know where to put her money and everything. Just a typical save and put aside. So
then
we are
if
also
the
learning lah.
style is so contrasting, at the start, you tend to, got income come in, buy toys that you like. She's the super saver, work, save that money. Wouldn't there be a lot of differences in terms of, wouldn't she say, hey, you keep spending on toys?
Yeah, I was very blessed is I don't have that. Whatever I bought, I would pay off on the spot. That's one thing I think is a habit that I realized that I had, which is good lah. Because if you are in debt, you have the old money, that one, I think we won't even be married lah, to be very honest. Yeah, so it's something that when we got together, we realized we had a connection because our interest is there a bit. She is a bit into pop culture also, anime and everything. Also partly because of me. Then I know what you're getting at is why two contrasting characters can still combine. It's just if I were to stay in the buying mentality, I think she won't be with me anymore. To be very honest with you. So we have gotten to a trajectory, a lifestyle that is very frugal. When she was, I can share with you, she's in the banking industry. When I first met her, I thought she would love the luxury goods. So my first thought was, wow, she would love luxury goods. So I would buy her the luxury items and everything. Your Louis Vuitton, your Chanel bag, everything. I will buy. That's where my money will go lah, to buy for her. On her end is, I just had a recent thought with her. I didn't know until now, that she wasn't even into it, She wasn't even into it. Woman is, you buy something for her, you will take lah. Woman is woman.
You
So,
must buy something. If you don't buy, there's no thought.
Yes, exactly.
Then after you realize what she likes already, then you buy.
Yeah, so I realized that she wasn't even into it. Then she just, because of me, that's why she knows about luxury. Something like that. So then we got our head together, meet, like few years after we got our head together, and we realized that to make it work in our marriage is we need to not say change, just change the habits.
Just like,
change the habits. My habits is I like to spend. Her habit is she likes to save but don't know put her money where. So we just got down to thinking of it. And we, in your own videos, you talk about your CPF and everything, retirement. We still need to save up to wherever we are first. To be very frank with you. So
I think income-wise, we are on this path of getting multiple sources of income. At least that's what you've been working on. Then what are the other sources that you spend your time to, that good and bad? What's helping?
You're talking about like other side incomes, is it?
Yeah.
The other one that's why, when you help me with the questions, when I'm trying to balance my work, is I realized that even though you are doing these side incomes, is flexibility and everything, you still need structure. You still need to plan out your day, which I again never did back in the day. Planning out the work, going out for work is also something that I still like to do. So that's why the pick and pack work was something that was, again, coincidentally, was put to me by one of my friend whose wife is in the TikTok business now. She's a live seller, she sells, and then I'll help with the packing because she needs someone to pack. And not to toot my own horn, because of my eBay selling, I know how to pack. My retail background, I know how to pack. I know how to pick, I know how to pack, I know how to do faster than most people. Because for you as a consumer, if you buy something, you definitely want it to be in a condition that when you open, the opening experience will look good. You know,
Also, that one got
something.
art also.
Yes,
How to
yes.
put that bubble wrap? I don't
Yeah,
know.
how to put the bubble wrap, how to cut down the box. Because some
Mm.
box can't fit into this box. You actually uh, arrange the box in such a way from a rectangular become a square, something like that. So
Wow.
it's something that you learn through the years. Because for me, I was in retail, I will know, I will pack, and then
So
it's
you
something
earn
like,
on a per day rate.
no,
She
per
sells
hour
wrap
rate, per hour.
per hour rate. Okay,
Mm,
so as and when she has business, then
yes.
you come in for a day. I saw a bit that you go to like it looks like a warehouse.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just have to spend
yeah.
the entire day because the sales are so big.
Yes,
They pack, pack,
yes,
pack, pack, pack. One man show, you can settle all her orders.
yes. Much as I've always asked her to get more people,
Mm,
because I don't wish to do this long also, but I wish to
mm,
help her. But she was, when you have more people, you don't need to pay out more. If you get my thinking, you have more people to work, it's faster done. So you don't need to spend more money on me, one man doing the whole day. Because even if I can do like 50 parcels in 6 hours, if you can do it two men in maybe 2 hours, it's a very weird scenario where you have more people who knows what they're doing can actually shorten the time.
mm.
It,
Like a
it,
factory
it
process.
yes, yes,
Four, the other stuff.
correct, correct.
Versus one you need to go through the process.
Yes, yes, exactly, exactly. So that's why,
But it's hard to
but
find people. I mean,
yeah, yeah, same as you, you're an entrepreneur yourself. It's the same problem out there. Is there's work, but nobody wants to do it
correct. Because the
because
prospects is what the
yes,
correct.
the prospect. I wasn't thinking of the prospect. I was thinking of myself, what I can do for myself. So when people are looking at me for side income, why are you doing it? I'm looking at the scale of it. You can scale up. Like for the pick and pack, I'm doing this, I can do faster. People that ask me to do, I'll do. That's a given pay per hour work. But I realize I'm doing it on alternate days.
Hmm.
And if I get my budget right, my expenses, because it's simple. How you budget is your how much you earn and versus how much you pay out your expenses. So if it's net zero or more and it's not negative, you're good. So anything that you do, the other three side or whatever side incomes you're doing is basically money in your pocket. And with eBay, I'm actually more selective on what I sell now. That one is more like a hobby now, actually. It's not really I've gravitated from buying to my own figures to actually buying figures that I can turn into a profit. Whether I buy for my own or not, that's a different scenario, but that's a hobby now. Then with YouTube, I just realized there's so many aspects of it that unheard of. No, I don't really understand affiliate marketing. When people are clicking on my videos, they were looking at Shopee. I just told my wife yesterday, people are actually buying through my links and I'm getting paid for it. I was in awe that people are actually doing it. I'm very humbled again by it that people are actually watching my videos. That's one, because of the ad revenue, which I monetize now. I'm again all thanks to everyone who's watching. Then the affiliate marketing, which is something that it will have an effect as you scale up, as you do more videos down the road. That one, because people are looking at it, I don't introduce things that I don't use. I will tell people as it is because I'm more on the path of frugality side, but I will have the fun money to spend. I'm not the, really save, and then just don't spend on anything. There are that people, and I respect them the almost, with that mentality. But for me, coming from so many interests to come down to frugality, I still will buy things. Sadly. So yeah, but I will be intentional at spending.
And then on that point on, that TikTok sales, maybe you can use that idea to sell on YouTube also. Would it work? Or
No.
how does it
Sadly,
actually?
sadly, TikTok selling is more the spur of the moment buying. The
Oh,
buying mentality of TikTok is if the person that you're following isn't selling, they won't buy.
oh, okay.
Yes. It's the
So it's very
followers.
influencer dependent.
Yes. Coming back
This
to like,
perfume.
yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Or what kind of products would that be that is good for TikTok live selling?
Can be anything, though. I'll be frank with you. If the influencer is showing off the product and he's saying how good it is, it's like, I no offense to whoever is buying on live selling lah. It's like a high to buy into it because you're supporting the influencer. They just want to buy because they want to support the influencer. It's nothing to do with the. I mean, sure, there's things they will buy to use for themselves, but I've packed so many that I realize it's always the same few people that are buying and they're buying in the truckloads, which is what I experienced in my retail days also when I was in the collectible shop. There are people that buy a lot. One Iron Man figurine, buy 6. Yeah, they want to support the shop. And also they think there's an investment value in it. That's a different thing altogether, but they think there's an investment value in it, but they also want to support the shop, they'll buy. Community lah, I'll put it. The community aspect. I am in retail. I don't have TikTok. I actually deleted my Facebook. My Instagram I don't use. But I still keep YouTube because YouTube has a lot of information. But of course, if you don't use the information and don't do it anything for yourself, it's just a rabbit hole of watching, which I don't wish to do it also. But of course, there's like you guys, when you are talking about your finances, talking about CPF, I will listen and be attentive because you guys are doing it. Doesn't mean I can't. Some people will take it the hard way, like, we got so many toys. What are you talking about? But take it from me, who living paycheck to paycheck back in the day, to have money as emergency fund, to have a budget. It's a mind off your head, your family and everything, because that's why I think my parents were not financially educated. That's why they were always so stressed. I am not nowhere near retirement level yet. I'll be frank with you. I believe Josh is already there. And I'm so amazed by it that you can do it. Back then, if it was 10 years ago, I'll look at you like, sure, no. When it comes to the CPF part, the interest rate is still high. So that's where the CPF, I'm a bit on your camp to don't put in money yet, but I will eventually later somehow. I don't know how, because now I'm in my 40s and 65 or whatever the limit is later down the road is far yet near. So I'm not very sure. So that one I will seek advice down the road when I have the
So
money.
for retirement, how do you approach it now? Because you have all these seems like cash-based income, right? So as an individual doing multiple side hustles, you don't put too much to CPF now. Sounds like that's the first thing.
My part-time pay, my pay with the pick and pack work, that's CPF.
Oh, that's it. Oh, okay.
The
so there's an
employer is paying,
employment thing, which
there's an employment
helps
thing.
even taking loan from HDB.
Yeah.
Correct? And there's a CPF OA that you can use for the house.
Yes, correct.
Also, that is like a stable base already, which
Yeah. We have no debt, but we have no debt, but there's the housing loan, which is under the HDB. So that's covered for now. And I'm weighing the fact that because I'm putting money in my Singapore savings bond, the interest is higher than. I'm not sure whether it's right to say it because CPF is 2.6 but my savings bond is higher than that, so I'm covered, so to speak. So that's that. So anything that's coming in the extra money, we are trying to invest a little, dollar cost average, all that, all the good stuff, and then we see if there's any opportunity, we'll put our money to work. But for me right now, at this juncture, to put my own money into CPF at the moment juncture, not really. I'll be very frank with you, because as self-employed, I will consider myself self-employed is not attractive enough yet. And then
I understand that.
Yeah,
last time when I started my advisory work, 20s, same thing. I always think I put in CPF stuck, and we can do better things. The money can spin faster.
Correct. Exactly.
Then as I become older, then I realized, that one is very stress-free. That one is very idiot-proof compounding. So I kind of, age along and mature along that path of, got use. So I fully understand. From your point of view now, you don't feel that appeal too much beyond paying that mortgage.
Correct. Exactly. So, but again, down the road, we see how it goes because the market is ever changing.
Mm.
And with what I learned from my last side income was trading is I did lose money trading, but the macro portion of it is so handy, like why, inflation is so high. I learned so much about it. Why interest rate is so high. What can you do? Why REITs are so, suppressed right now. And then eventually it should be better because our Singapore market is very, very strong, at least from my point of view. But, take it from me, whatever you invest have to go slow because I've done it the quick way. I've lost money that way, the scams and everything. Quick money doesn't work. And to even be scammed, you better have money to have a buffer that you don't touch to be scammed first. I'll be very frank with you. I got scammed, but at least I don't feel the hurt because that money, that few $1,000s out the door, is not on credit. It's something that I can afford to lose. Partly because, again, there's the spare cash that I had with my eBay days and everything. So it's 要撞墙才懂 I don't know how to put it to you, Josh. So the learning curve is there. So when I see comments about my trading on my YouTube videos, they say, "Wow, trading is like gambling," and everything. Yes and no, because at least I learned something from it. Like why eBay selling what I can sell so expensive last time, and now I can't even sell anything now. There's the macro aspect of it. Trading is not just trading, I put it that way. Trading is not just trading. You have to learn a lot. Which I'm glad to be on this path. Then coming back to retirement, I don't think I will retire, to be very frank with you. Because as with YouTube, I think even for yourself, Josh, YouTube, I'm not sure whether you are happily doing it, but I can feel some happiness when I'm doing the videos. It's not stressful. Of course, the monetization works. I'll be very frank. When I got monetized, it's a very big rock out of my head that it's finally done, that one. Now I can do whatever I want. Hopefully people listen to it. And then I listen to feedback. Listening to feedback from the community helps. You don't just be headstrong and just go, because YouTube is not just you. It's about the people that's looking at your content. If that doesn't work, you have to pivot. Something like
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
That's where I believe this side job that I'm doing, this YouTube, is earning peanuts now. I mean, you would know when you started monetization, it's earning peanuts. Again, it should scale if I put my work into it and with the community or whoever's looking at my videos help. It should do fine. Then you see how it goes down the road. Whether I retire or not, I don't even know what's the word retire, because I like to do.
Deep down, you might know how to spin money from these little areas, so that
correct, exactly.
right. So it's not like, if I don't have income, how? But rather there'll always be ideas that you can spin a bit of money through retail. What you saw before, as well as flipping things for profit. So that confidence is there, right?
Yeah, the confidence is there. So that's where I would, just take the time to be better at what I'm doing.
I want to round out the discussion with one very key question, which I think you're in a very good position to answer. For someone who is struggling to save, you've been through that path. Previously, no savings, paycheck. What would be your one last ending point that very seldom on YouTube we mention? How to get that mindset change?
In the YouTube space, a lot of people downplay the spending less part and keep on telling you to earn more money part, which is no wrong. But if you can't save somewhere, like I say, your money coming in and your money going out, that's expense, the money going out. The money going out, if you cannot bring it down, are you sure you can't bring it down? Because when I look at people, their spending habits, going to the convenience store, buying the odd Coca-Cola, buying the odd things that they shouldn't be buying, but they're buying because of stress and everything. There are the littlest expenses that can hurt you in the long run. That's why when I make the effort to even do the PayLah $3. In 10 trips, is $30, no, Josh? Correct, no? $30 safe, no? $30 can go a long way, no? If you are struggling to meet ends meet.
So baby steps like this to
yeah,
that.
just baby steps.
Mm.
Baby steps. It's not the quick rich schemes which a lot of people are looking at. And I know YouTube is all about the big flashy thumbnails and everything. And those that actually want to advocate this maybe fall by the wayside, which I know I'm treading a very difficult path down the road because I want to show that I can do it. The littlest habits, the habits of, your why are you saving, where your bonus is going. Your 13-month bonus, where is it going? Is it to a luxury bag, luxury item, or a trip that you maybe shouldn't do, or putting into your savings or your investment?
Or impulse buy.
Yeah, impulse
buy.
buy.
Buy 6 Iron Man.
Yes, exactly. So that's why when we do retail, we know the trend of, even for a month basis, like the 25th, your 9/9 sale, which just ended, the 15 where Shopee, Shopee likes to push all these things and then do all the advertisement. They are spending so much money on it to advertise to you with the flashy lights and everything, with the artist that's dancing in front of you. Because they know that you will spend on that day. And with the discounts they give you, it's all embedded into their budget already. You should buy what you need, not buy what you want. That's all I can say from that. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Alvin, for today's sharing. Anyone, look for Alvin's channel. I'll leave them in the links below. And as always, smash that subscribe, and together we'll see you in the next episode. Take care and goodbye.